Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Sunday morning and it's the day after that huge loss against Bournemouth at home at Old Trafford. 3-0. I would never have predicted that scoreline. I mean, going into the game, I was very confident United are probably going to hit Bournemouth 3-0, not the other way around. How did that happen? We'll be discussing that and more. We'll be discussing Ten Hag and his future at United. Will he survive or will he not? Is this his last week? Lots and lots of fans, lots of people, lots of critics, lots of the press, media are calling Ten Hag out, saying that he's on very thin ice and he will be leaving United. But before we kick off today's show, please hit that like button on this video so it gets pushed out to lots more United fans. And if you are not already a subscriber to this channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the latest Manchester United news and opinions. Okay, so let's kick off the show with that 3-0 loss at home at Old Trafford. How the hell did that happen? That's what I want to know. What is this team doing? The inconsistency, the actual play. What are we expecting from this team? Every single game is a different performance. Why? What is going wrong? Ten Hag came out in the post-press match conference and did say the team's inconsistent, not playing well, that needs to be looked at. What the hell? Is he only now realising that this is the case? He should have been putting this right a long time ago. And then you've got question marks over the players themselves. And I've said it many times that some of these players are not good enough to be playing at United. In fact, most of these players are not good enough to be playing for Manchester United. We have been used to players that are world-class, top players who give it their all. But this set of players, most of them at least, are not them players. They're not good enough. They do not have the commitment. They do not have the just drive. They don't have the grit to carry on and play, and they don't have the pride. That's the main thing. When I look at this set of players and I look at this team, United team, this current crop of players, and the one thing that's missing for me is pride. Pride within the badge. Pride for playing for Man United. In the past, we've had players that have absolute pride for playing for Man United. They feel privileged to be standing in Old Trafford playing football for this club. But what we found in this current crop of players is that they don't really care for playing for Man United. They don't have pride in the badge. They give up very quickly. As soon as they're 1 or 2-0 down, that's it, game's over. Whereas in the past, when you're playing for Man United and you've put on that red shirt, if you've gone 1 or 2-0 down, it would be like horrendous. It'd be like, how dare they score 1 or 2 goals past us? And they would thump the other team for even daring to score past them. But that's long gone. I mean, what we have now is a team that simply completely collapse under pressure. As soon as they're 1 goal down, it is the end. There's no hope. I mean, you feel it in Old Trafford. The whole crowd goes absolutely silent. It goes dead in there. And you're like waiting for something to happen, someone to come up and actually grab the game and really give it the all. And we haven't got any of those players. I mean, let me know in the comments below what you think of this United team and why do you think we're cocking up so much? What is the problem? Is it the players? Is it the manager? Is it the combination of things? I mean, right now, I have to say it is a combination of things. I think Ten Hag is not helping the situation. I think his team selection is never that good. And I think his choice of bringing on subs and when he's bringing them on is absolutely out of sync with what we're watching in the game. And then there's the players themselves. The players are simply not good enough. The decision making is not good. The way they play the game is not good. And their pressing, their determination is nowhere near what we expect of a United team. For Bournemouth to come and do that to us, I think they've not won against United since 1940s. And this is just absolute horrendous. And these records that Ten Hag keeps on getting underneath his belt for, the largest loss, the, teams coming to United that have never won there, winning against us, like Brentford, like Bournemouth now, like Crystal Palace, like the 7-0 defeat against Liverpool. these are all now working against him, and I really hope that he gets through this, but it does look like it's going to be a very hard task for Ten Hag to win back this team and win back these players. Do I blame Ten Hag? Absolutely not. I don't think it's the manager's fault. I think he's been given the tools to do a job, and the tools are not good enough. They're simply not good enough, and we have to accept that our recruitment over the last 10 years has been absolutely dismal. We've not looked to the future. We've not bought well enough. We've bought players that are not good enough, haven't got the DNA to play for United, and then we're expecting a manager to come in and make and play wonders with this team and make them into a United team. It does not work like that. We need to actually buy players that actually fit into this team. Now there's talk of United going in for Calvin Phillips of Man City, going and buying him. This is it. This is what we do. We just want ready-made solutions to jump into the club and do well. But we cannot go down that route once again. We need to stop this vicious cycle of buying players that we think will make instant impacts at United. They will not. We will not get an instant impact by a player who does not understand the DNA of United. That's what we need. We need players that actually genuinely want to play for United and want to put on that red shirt. And if we haven't got players like that, no matter what happens, no matter who we put out there, they're not going to win. Let us know in the comments below what you think is the solution to the problems at United. I mean, really do not know what the hell to think of this United team. Yesterday, watching this game, I was absolutely dumbfounded. I really was gobsmacked at watching this team and seeing what they're doing. I genuinely thought, okay, we're 1-0 down, we're going to come back, we're at Old Trafford, this team's going to bounce back, we're going to thrash Bournemouth. How dare they score that one goal against us so early on? And we had lots of time to turn it round. But then the second goal, absolute shocking. The third goal was the nail in the coffin. I mean, the players, the manager, everyone should have completely not lifted their head after that game. They should be embarrassed by that performance. Will Ten Hag survive? I hope he does. I really do. I know there's some of you who might be saying, no, Ten Hag needs out, but I think it's not entirely his fault. I think there are problems in that managerial style. I think he has got issues the way he wants to do things. He's very stubborn, but we've already known that. But the great managers are. All top managers believe in themselves 100%, or they would not be in that position anyway. So we need someone who is confident, someone who believes in their style of play and believes that they're the best person for the job. So I don't hold that against Ten Hag. What I do hold against Ten Hag is his way of assessing the team and his tactics overall in concerning the teams and the way he's playing against these teams. He's not setting them up right. He's playing the wrong players sometimes. Martial was the wrong call in that game. Martial is not made for the Premier League, and I mean, the more and more we see Martial, the more we realise that even if he was fit, he would not be doing well for United. We can see that he's just not got that determination, and he hasn't got the physicality to play as a striker in the Premier League. You need big, strong strikers in the Premier League, and strikers that are just gritty and have got real determination and are really fast. He hasn't got any of that. He just completely just chills out during the game, relaxes, wants to play tiki-taka football and relax. Just really lazy way of playing football. It's not the way that you want your striker to be playing. Højlund is the only person that I can see, only player that I can see that fits the bill of the Premier League, but he is very young and we need to give him time, and I can see why we can't play him every week. Hence why we needed to go out there and buy a new striker this summer transfer window, which we never did. A new additional striker to Højlund. Also, there's real question marks on Bruno Fernandes and his captaincy. Now, look, I'm gonna say it. Some people might not like this, but I think Bruno Fernandes is not captain material. Do I think he's a top player? Absolutely. I think he's one of the best United players we've had in recent times. He's been one of the best signings we've had in recent times. But do I think he deserves a captaincy? Do I think he's a captain leader on that pitch? No, he's not. And you have to be fooling yourselves if you think he is that man. He is not a leader. He's a top player. Maybe the pressure of being a captain is getting to him. Maybe we need to give him that freedom to do what he needs to to do. He is a player that is emotional and gets very emotional. We've seen it when we're losing. He's not the player that is going to carry the team and pump up his players. He's not one of those players. And look, we are doing him injustice by saying that he should be the captain and he is not doing a good job as a captain. I don't think he deserves to be captain. I don't think he maybe wants to be captain. That's the other question. Do we ever ask these players that whether they want to be captain or not? That is the biggest thing that we do not know about Bruno Fernandes. He might not have wanted to be the captain, but he is, and that is something that he's probably taken on, and now we're questioning whether he is a good player. He is a top player, deserves to be in that United team, but just is not captain material. Let us know in the comments below what you think about Bruno Fernandes as well. Let us know whether you think he is good captain, is a good captain or not, or whether you think someone else in that team needs to be getting the captaincy. Also, look, we're missing a few other things. We're missing the fact that we haven't got Casemiro in that team. We haven't got Varane in that team. We're missing some key players. We've got no Martinez, and maybe Ten Hag is looking at it, and maybe that's his excuse. Maybe he's telling the board, maybe he's telling the players, look, we are missing Martinez, we're missing Varane, we're missing Casemiro, huge players for the team, and that's why the team is not looking good enough. But that is clutching at straws, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. Bournemouth at home, even our B team should be wiping the floor clean with Bournemouth. You look at the team sheets and you would expect United to win against Bournemouth quite easily, not the other way around. It was just a horrendous game, and we've got Bayern Munich coming up, we've got Liverpool coming up. These are huge games, and I am really worried for Ten Hag. If we get blasted in any of these games, we are really going to struggle keeping hold of our manager. I think the players will just have a complete revolt. Obviously, we've already heard rumours that some of the players are not happy with Ten Hag. If that is true, which I have questioned, but if that is true, if there are players within there that are not happy with Ten Hag, and then it turns into more than 50%, and then you've got the board, and there's this takeover with Ratcliffe coming in with his 25%, maybe it might be the perfect opportunity for them to draw a line under Ten Hag and bring in someone new. We don't know what Ratcliffe actually thinks of Ten Hag, so that is another question mark on Ten Hag's head, and Ten Hag, I'm sure, will be worried about his future as well, not just simply because of what's going on the pitch and the results, but also with Ratcliffe coming in. What does Ratcliffe and his team, the Ineos team, think about Ten Hag? Do they like him, or do they feel someone like Ancelotti should come in and take over? Let us know in the comments below what you think about everything. This has been an horrendous weekend. I mean, it's been really hard to watch United, and I'm just really fearful now of what's to come against Bayern Munich. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You're watching the Man United Stream channel by the fans for the fans.